What up, everybody? I'm Dave Miranda, and this is episode 57 of Just Give Me 5. I hope you guys are doing great, continue to be amazing. We got a really awesome show lined up for you today. But if you guys caught episode 56, you saw we had none other than my man Javier Soto on. And let me tell you, does that guy have $1 million laugh or what? Man, it's funny because when we posted the clip on Instagram and when he posted it as well, in the comments section, like 90% of them were like in love with his laugh. You know what I mean? It's just classic, man. I told him, you got a legendary laugh, brother. You got a legendary laugh. You know, but Javi has covered like so much history out here. You know, the stories, I mean, from the Jodi Arias trial, I mean, you know, SB 1070, you name it, right? But what's beautiful about it all is that he's just such a genuinely good person. Like, he's just a really good human being, you know, and, you know, I'm just somebody I'm happy to call a friend now, you know, and we were very happy to have him on the show. It's truly an honor, and nothing but love and respect to you, my brother. Make sure you guys watch episode 56. All right. But today's guest has been a staple in the Arizona radio scene for so many years now. We're going to talk about her early days in radio and how she got her inspiration. We're going to talk about her being a TEDx speaker. We're also going to talk about the Roosevelt Tape and much more. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I present to you Natasha Castles.
Hey, what's up? It's Natasha Castles, and all I'm saying is just give me 5. Right here. 5. I knew that I wanted to be in radio as early as 9 years old. Like everybody else working closely in the music industry, I had my little karaoke machine that I got for Christmas or my birthday one year, recording all those mixes on tapes and listening to it back. I knew song after song. Like, you know, when you listen to a whole album, you know what song is coming next. Yeah. That was like my own little radio station that I built for myself. I would record in breaks. I remember going to my great-grandmother's house and glued to MTV, obviously TRL, 106 in Park, right. Even the Disney Channel. They had these kids called the Disney 911 kids. They would interview whatever Disney movie star movie was coming out on the red carpet, and I just wanted all of that in one. So radio was really the first path, because a lot of those people that you see on those red carpets started off in radio, right. You know, from Lala to Carson Daly, even people like, or Ludacris. Ludacris, yeah. Ludacris being one of those people. So I knew that in order to transition into TV one day, radio would have to be the first step. My first on-air gig, I remember I had set the goal for myself that I wanted my first full-time gig to be in afternoons, because Angie Martinez held down afternoons in New York, Hot 97, for decades. Yep. Still holding it down. And it's funny, the first gig I got was because I was getting in trouble and getting offered the promotion all in the same meeting. Oh boy. The night before, I had about 5, almost 6 minutes of dead air on accident. I had left one of the pods in the studio down where the music is playing, and I don't know what I was doing for 6 minutes, but there was dead air. Oh, wow. And I got called into a meeting the next day. My boss said, this is kind of bittersweet, because here I'm writing you up for this, because dead air is a big no-no in radio, obviously, but I'm also offering you afternoons. So I cried, naturally, and yeah, been holding it down. Let's see, afternoons for about 8 years now, something like that. Nice. At one point, I was doing mornings and afternoons, so that was an adventure. Not quite the morning person, not because I'm not the morning person, because I can turn it on, you know, at any time. Right. It's just there's so much more that morning show requires that I was like, you know what, maybe afternoons is more for me. So yeah. I stuck to afternoons. Being a TEDx speaker was definitely a dream, long in the making, and not something that I expected to do early on in my career. I was meeting with a friend about some video work he was doing for my event. He took a meeting or a phone call in the middle of our meeting and mentioned to me that he'd be working with TEDx coming to Scottsdale. I was like, what? That is so cool. I would love to be there. How can I get tickets? And then I asked if they needed a host. And he's like, you know what? Actually, they're still looking for speakers. Would you be willing to send in a video submission? I was like, what? I want to host. I don't know about it. I think it's too premature for me to be a speaker. And he's like, no, just try it out. Tell your story. I sent in the video submission and I got asked to be one of the TEDx speakers as well as host.
Nice. You had both.
Mm-hmm. So that was really cool. I remember the day I had written out this whole speech, right? And the day I had to present it to the committee, about 10 women on this committee, I had recited the speech to my friend, shout out to Serena. And she looked at me and said, you know what, that's good, but I don't really like it. It's not you. I took into consideration what she said. Everybody needs friends like that are willing to just, hey, you know, you're so vulnerable when you're presenting your art to somebody and for them to say like, no. Right. And I took that in. I wasn't offended or anything. I was just like, okay, I got work to do because I had to present that what my speech was going to be about exactly as is with, you know, the slides and everything to the committee that night. So in the next 3 or 4 hours, I came up with a whole new TED Talk, had the slides and everything ready for the committee that night, which essentially was a lot easier to do because now I was speaking about myself instead of using others as an example. Sure. And the TEDx was on creating your own gangster. The Roosevelt Tape is for good friends recommend good music every Sunday 9 to 11 on Live 101.5. Early on in radio, I was an intern, obviously. I was an intern for a few underground shows. Shout out to Yaya Martinez, The Pulse, Bootleg Kev, Ready Set Radio. I didn't intern for Matlocks, but I definitely paid close attention to Rhyme and Reason Radio. And have studied a lot of other, you know, underground dope radio shows that broke out a lot of the music that you hear today. One in specific, Stretch and Bobito. Stretch and Bobito's before my time, but watching their documentary and kind of just seeing some of the tapes and the amazing talent that came out of there really inspired me to launch my own show in that way. Now, the Valley does have a few hip hop shows, so I wanted to really shine the light on this new R&B era that we're in, from alternative R&B. You have people like They, Blood Orange, Steve Lacy, you know, Snow Allegra, Giveon, who are just bleeding out into the mainstream now, but they got to start somewhere, and I wanted that show to be one of those starts. So yeah, good friends recommend good music is the motto. I don't like to describe the show as just an R&B show because you will hear some house music, some alternative stuff, just for a lack of better words, all the vibey shit. Can I curse? I'm sorry. All the vibey stuff, all the vibes, you know, anything you want to drink, smoke, straight West Coast too, that kind of stuff. 2 words come to mind, comfort and peace. Okay. Comfort in the sense of knowing that my hard work has paid off, and peace in the sense of knowing I'm on the right path, that I'm doing the right thing for myself and for those around me, building community through the work that I do. That's all the women working in male-dominated spaces, paving the way for the next generation. I see you. I know we may not get a lot of recognition out here, but we see each other, and that's important. I want to shout out all the listeners when it comes to, you know, whether you're listening Monday through Friday or on Sunday nights with the Roosevelt Tape, sharing the playlist with the homies. Shout out to the people that paved the way for me, Melissa the Midnight Mamacita. There's, you know, the list goes on. And most of all, shout out to anybody that's had patience with my growth. That's my time, y'all. Thank you for the 5.
And there you have it. Man, nothing but love and respect to Natasha Castles, man. Known Natasha for a long time now. Always been a solid person. And make sure you guys listen to her Roosevelt Tape show, because it's really, really dope. And it was just an honor to have her on the show. Make sure you guys are following her on social media. Shout out to my brother Jimmy Nelson on the camera. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This was definitely another one for the books. And till next time, stay tuned, stay blessed, stay healthy, and just give me 5, y'all.